Ladies, let me ask you something. If a scandal, lawsuit, or PR disaster hit your relationship today, would your man step up and protect you, or would he throw you under the bus to save himself? Because here's the truth. A high-value man doesn't just provide, he protects. A real man absorbs the hit, shields his woman from unnecessary scrutiny, and takes responsibility. Weak men? They let their wives take the fall while they hide behind their public image. And today we're breaking down two high-profile men who are handling legal scandals in completely different ways, and what that means for their wives. As you've probably heard by now, Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's golden boy, and his wife, Blake Lively, are facing a $400 million lawsuit from Justin Baldoni. But instead of Ryan taking control of the situation, his wife, Blake Lively, has become a public target in the fallout. Ryan has remained relatively silent, leaving her reputation exposed. What's worse is that Ryan has actually egged on their adversary, Justin Baldoni, making things worse for his wife because he's unwilling to back down or swallow his pride, even if it's the right thing to do to maintain Blake's career and reputation. Ironically, Ryan Reynolds has always been a pretty unproblematic Hollywood darling with a thus far unscathed reputation. Perhaps that's a sign that you can't judge an actor by how they're acting in public, because that's exactly what they get paid to do. Act, lie, deceive, and protect their public image at all costs. On the flip side, though, we have a much more controversial outspoken billionaire, Grant Cardone, who's publicly wifed up a trophy wife with no prenup while collecting many enemies in business, entertainment, and political circles with his conservative views. I'm talking about a man who's gotten into many public on-air feuds, heated debates, and social media wars that make him seem like a piece of work and far from agreeable. Despite his fiery reputation, Grant Cardone recently proved why reputations are far less telling than actions when he stepped in to shield his wife, Elena Cardone, from a $5 million lawsuit filed by Gary Brecker. Instead of letting her face the heat alone, he publicly declared, "Come after me, not my wife," an endearing act Ryan Reynolds couldn't seem to stomach. This is the trophy wife shield test. When things go wrong, does your man take the hit for you, like Grant Cardone, or does he let you take the fall to protect himself, like Ryan Reynolds? That's exactly what we're going to expose, and make sure you stay until the end, because I'm revealing the #1 red flag that a man will let you take the blame when things go south. Welcome back to the Trophy Wife's Guide to Life. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. When you date a high-value, powerful man, the reality is this: problems will arise. Whether it's business lawsuits, public scandals, financial struggles, or reputation damage, at some point your man will have to step up and shield you. And how he handles that moment tells you everything you need to know about his character, leadership, and masculinity. A man's true nature isn't revealed when everything is going well. It's revealed when things go wrong. Does he step up and take responsibility, or does he let you suffer to protect his own name? Let's break down how Grant Cardone and Ryan Reynolds are handling their respective legal battles. For those who aren't familiar, Grant Cardone is a billionaire real estate mogul and one of the most well-known figures in finance and entrepreneurship. He's been very outspoken about his $65 million Malibu beach house being one of the few left standing in the wake of the Palisades fire, after heavily criticizing California's Governor Gavin Newsom for failing to protect their tax-paying citizens. Grant Cardone has also made some media headlines in recent years by exposing the fact that, despite his billionaire status and financial acumen, he's one of the rare wealthy men who married a woman who refused to sign the prenup he proposed. He's bashfully admitted that if they split, she'd take him for half his net worth. But that's the price of a strong woman who knows her worth and commands it from those in her circle. Grant and his wife, Elena Cardone, have built a power couple brand, emphasizing leadership, wealth building, and strong family values, with Elena building her own business and financial independence alongside her husband. Recently, Gary Brecker, a former business partner, filed a $5 million lawsuit against Elena Cardone, and only Elena. As a woman in business, whether married or single, being served with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit is one of those harrowing feelings that no woman feels prepared to receive. This type of lawsuit could be emotionally and financially devastating, not to mention a PR disaster for Elena, with the potential to damage reputations, businesses, and long-term earning potential. Grant immediately stepped in. He didn't let Elena take the fall. He publicly addressed Brecker and the media, making a clear public statement. "Sue me, not my wife. If you're going to come after someone, come after me." By doing this, Grant shielded his wife from scrutiny, positioned himself as the leader and protector, and absorbed the stress of the lawsuit onto himself, keeping Elena's reputation intact. This is a strategic power move, because Grant understands that his business can withstand the pressure better than Elena's individual brand. He took control of the narrative before it could damage her standing. This is what a real protector does. Now, let's talk about Ryan Reynolds. For years, he and Blake Lively have been portrayed as Hollywood's golden couple. But the recent lawsuit involving Ryan, Blake, and Justin Baldoni has exposed cracks in the foundation of their relationship dynamic. Ryan Reynolds is currently facing a $400 million lawsuit from Justin Baldoni over a dispute regarding a business deal. The legal battle centers around film rights and financial agreements gone wrong for Colleen Hoover's book-turned-movie, It Ends With Us. And instead of taking the hit himself, Blake Lively's name has been dragged into it. To make matters worse, instead of making a clear public statement defending his wife, Ryan has chosen to remain silent. That silence is damaging because the media is now associating Blake with the controversy, calling her reputation into question, despite the potential for Ryan's behind-the-scenes involvement and stoking the flames with his own personal feud with Justin Baldoni. Furthermore, the scandal is making Blake look both complicit and even malicious in shady business dealings that range from greenlighting smear campaigns to spearheading fraudulent allegations and defamatory lawsuits. And Ryan? He's not backing down, but he's not standing up either. This is the opposite of what Grant Cardone did. Instead of stepping up to shield his wife, Ryan's silence has left Blake exposed. So the real question is Ryan protecting his wife, or is he protecting his own ego and career? Men like Ryan Reynolds may appear perfect on the surface, rich, famous, charming, but insecurity in a man is one of the biggest threats to a trophy wife's success and peace. An insecure man will compete with you instead of protecting you, silently resent you when you outshine him, and let you take the fall when things get difficult. Sound familiar? I thought so. If you want to avoid finding yourself in Blake Lively's position, watch out for these early warning signs that a man will never put you first. 1. He avoids responsibility in small things. Men who don't take accountability in day-to-day life won't take it when it matters. 2. He downplays your achievements instead of celebrating them. If he makes subtle comments that diminish your success, that's a red flag. 3. He lets other people disrespect you without stepping in. A man who won't defend you in small moments won't defend you in big ones. 4. He's more concerned about how things look than how they actually are. Men like Ryan care more about their public image than their wife's well-being. But to play devil's advocate, what if it isn't all Ryan's fault? One of the biggest mistakes women make, especially ambitious, high-achieving women, is building a brand, business, or career that competes with their husband's ego, instead of aligning with his incentives, and Blake may have accidentally done just that. So, how do you build an empire your husband is actually invested in protecting? If you want your husband to protect your reputation like it's his own, you need to structure your relationship so that your success is directly tied to his well-being. Here's how. 1. Ensure he has a stake in your success. Men fight harder to protect what they own. If your husband feels disconnected from your career or brand, he's more likely to distance himself when things get tough. If you own a business, find ways to involve him in key decisions. If you have a personal brand, frame it as a reflection of both of you. If you're social climbing, make him feel like you're climbing together. Elena Cardone and Grant did this perfectly. Their empire is structured as a team. When one of them succeeds, they both win. So when a lawsuit came, Grant instinctively protected Elena as if it were himself. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, not the same. Blake has her own independent career, and Ryan is successful without her. There's no direct financial incentive for him to shield her when scandals arise, especially since doing so could materially hurt his own Hollywood trajectory and power. That's why he let her take the heat. 2. Choose a man with an abundance mindset. Men with a scarcity mindset see their wife's success as competition. They feel threatened if she makes more money, she's getting more public attention, or she's outgrowing him socially or professionally. High-value men with an abundance mindset, on the other hand, celebrate their wife's success because they see it as an extension of their legacy. Grant is secure enough to let Elena thrive without feeling insecure. Ryan? The moment Blake's brand became stronger than his, he distanced himself from her struggles. The lesson? A man who sees you as competition will never protect you. 3. Make him financially invested in your reputation. If a man depends on your career for long-term wealth, he will fight to defend it. If a man sees your reputation as a core part of his financial future, he will protect it. A trophy wife isn't just a pretty accessory. She is an asset to her husband's empire. And assets get protected. Blake Lively's entire career is built on being likable and untouchable. This Justin Baldoni lawsuit is a direct threat to her brand image, and Ryan isn't lifting a finger to stop it. In fact, he's been the one fanning the flames, sticking his wife's neck out into the fire to avoid the worst fate imaginable to an insecure man, admitting defeat, apologizing, and being publicly deemed unequivocally wrong. Yeah, men like Ryan Reynolds can't stand that, and unfortunately that's largely why Blake Lively is in the mess to begin with. A smart woman chooses a man who will protect her future, not let her be the collateral damage in his own battles. For those of you aiming for marriage, it's crucial to determine whether your man will stand up for you or abandon you long before you walk down the aisle. Here's how to test his protector instinct before it's too late. 1. Observe how he reacts to small conflicts. If someone disrespects you in public, does he step in? If a situation gets messy, does he diffuse it or disappear? If he makes a mistake, does he take accountability or shift blame? A man who dodges responsibility in small things will do the same when the stakes are higher. 2. Pay attention to his PR mindset. Does he worry more about how things look than how they actually are? Does he avoid difficult conversations because he doesn't want to damage his image? Is he more invested in keeping his reputation clean than in protecting you? A man like Grant Cardone sees himself as responsible for his wife's reputation. A man like Ryan Reynolds sees his wife's reputation as separate from his own. That's the difference. 3. Ask this one question. If a scandal broke tomorrow, would my husband be the first person to defend me or the first person to distance himself? Your answer to that question tells you everything you need to know. Here's the bottom line. A high-value man doesn't just give you a luxurious lifestyle, he gives you security. If a man truly values you, he will not let your name, reputation, or future be destroyed just to protect himself. A strong man leads, shields, and takes responsibility. A weak man hides behind his woman when things go south. So, here's the million-dollar question. Would your man take the hit for you like Grant Cardone, or would he disappear like Ryan Reynolds? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because at the Trophy Wife's Guide to Life, we teach you how to attract power, wealth, and a man who actually deserves you. Because a man's real value isn't in his wallet, it's in how he protects what's his.